talk us through the game. Obviously, the comeback fell a little short, but it was another good baseball game between two good teams.
Yeah, Tommy wasn't as sharp. He wasn't in the zone consistently in terms of executing his pitches as he has been the first 2 weeks. But he gave us a solid 5 that kept us in the game. And and then it was just a matter of, I thought Brassfield was awesome. Obviously, the home run, but I thought he was awesome in terms of, what he did. I thought his fastball, that was as good a fastball and fastball command that he's had, which is really good to see. We only threw him 3 innings and 35 pitches on Tuesday for that reason right there, to come in on Saturday in a game that we felt like, he could keep them at bay and give us a chance to score some runs and win. And then, but we're not taking anything away from the opposing team's starting pitcher. That's what it comes down to. The two things for me, hitters, it comes down to you got to take something away. You got to make the pitcher, especially the starting pitcher, uncomfortable. And we haven't done that. We haven't taken anything away and made them, change the way they have to attack us. And we got to be ready to hit the fastball and be on it, and not miss it. A lot of balls fouled off, a lot of balls missed in hitters' counts. And when you're doing that, that makes things difficult. You get your pitch to hit and miss it. But I thought, and the second thing was just the pitchers. It's a big difference between the pitchers that have pitched that come in and are able to land a secondary than the ones that aren't. When they don't, it makes hitting a lot easier. It eliminates pitches, and next thing you know, you better have a really good fastball and really good command of it. Otherwise, you're kind of naked out there. So, take something away from the starting pitcher as an offense, and be able to throw something other than a fastball and fastball counts, and as a pitching staff. But the bright spot, 2 bright spots, was Blake Rogers' first appearance. Came in against a lefty and did a really good job against him. And then the other thing was, even though we fell short in the 9th, we forced them to bring in their closer, their kind of go-to guy. And who knows, maybe that's the difference between winning a series tomorrow, when he has to come in the 9th inning. He only faced 2 hitters, probably only threw 10 pitches, but maybe he's a little bit not quite as sharp tomorrow just because he had to spit some bullets today. So we got to get going earlier and have that kind of focus in the first inning like we do in the 9th inning tonight or today.
Is that you talked about the approach and taking pitches away? Is that an approach thing?
No,
or is it just getting up earlier?
No, I mean the main thing is it's baseball's been around for a really long time, and most of the best hitters in the world are guys that are on time to hit fastballs, kind of like what their guy did, the big guy that hit the homer off Brassfield. The pitch before it, he was on time for the heater, and then got an elevated breaking ball, which then ended up being a home run. Usually if you're on time for the heater and they throw you a mistake up with a breaking ball, it'll pull itself and you're ready for it, and you'll be on time for that because you recognize it up. So we just got to do a better job of being on time, ready to hit, and be a little bit more offensive.
You mentioned Tommy Laporte struggling, obviously.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say too much struggling, just wasn't as
sharp.
Wasn't as dominant as he was the first 2.
Right. Was there something that you saw mechanically, or do you think that was more of a mental thing?
Yeah, I think more of a mentality thing in terms of it wasn't as easy. And, it kind of snowballed the first 2 outings where it kind of in San Diego it was 39 pitches through 4 innings. And against Arkansas, it was quick, it was efficient. And, he wasn't quite as sharp. That's what happens when you're a starting pitcher. You're going to have, say you have 14 starts in college baseball, over the course of a season. You're going to have probably 3 starts where you have everything and it's pretty easy. You're going to have 3 starts where you don't have anything and you got to gut it out. And then you're going to have, 8 starts in the middle that it's a little bit of both. And I thought it was a little bit of both today for him. There were some bright spots, but there was also some times where he kind of would beat himself up and didn't help himself out because he was too tough on himself. But ultimately, he went 5, gave up 2. It just wasn't as easy as it was in the past. And sometimes that's difficult to do when you've had success, is to be able to have this game be individual to this game and not think, well, last week or the week before. This game is totally different, and it's a totally different set of circumstances, and you got to be able to be mentally sharp to try. Like I told him, I said, take the runs out of it, take the strikeouts out of it. Your goal every single time that you take the ball on Saturday is that you're going to get us at least 6 innings. That's what the best starting pitchers do. They go deep into games. It shortens the game and it makes the bullpen, fresh for longer. And I think he just got a little bit of, in his own way in terms of maybe trying to be a little bit too perfect.
Anthony Silva was back in the lineup today. Home run, really good at bats for him. What'd you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, what I saw was I watched him yesterday in terms of how he handled not playing. Because in his time here, it hasn't really happened. And he was awesome. And facing a lefty today, got him right back in there. Hit the home run, and played solid defense. But I thought he handled yesterday like a professional, and I think he was rewarded at least for that one swing in terms of today. So.
You got Baumler on the mound tomorrow. Just what are you hoping to see from him?
Yeah, just a good 4-pitch mix. Him being a little bit more efficient. I think he's, as we went in the fall and early January before the season, he was really efficient in terms of filling up the strike zone and doing it with all 4 pitches. I think he's, the first couple outings, some of it's been there, some of it hasn't. It's been a little bit tougher for him. That's to be expected a little bit for a new guy trying to feel his way out. But, the big thing about him is he's a super competitor. And, he believes in himself as much as anybody, which most great competitors do. And so, I'm looking for him to just be in character to go out and outlast the other starting pitcher and give us a good quality start. And, we've kind of got off to 2 slow starts now against Southern Miss in terms of, a couple runs early in the first and second innings. And the main thing is we got to come out and play better earlier and, not wait around and kind of bring a little bit more of the way we want to play earlier in the game with a little bit more intent.
Luis Rodriguez, these guys giving you big innings in the past, and he only threw 1 pitch before laying up that homer. Was there is that mental or was it something?
No, I think when he came into the game, it was what was the score then? It was
3-1.
3-1. I hate using Louis in situations where we're down. I like to use him more in situations we're ahead, but we had already warmed him up, and it was at a point where the home run was given up, and in my mind we're going to use him a ton tomorrow. So I didn't want him to go out there and throw 20 or 30 pitches, and next thing you know, have him ready tomorrow and not be as sharp. So that was almost as soon as the guy hit it, it was in the back of my brain. Well, we're not going to have Louis get extended here in a 4-1 game.
Right.
And that was the reasoning for that. So he'll be right back out there tomorrow and do what Louis does.
I think it was the 6th inning. You had a couple guys on double steal. Ball just unlucky, kind of goes off Cooper's foot there. How did you like the way the guys responded after that moment that could have tied the game? Yeah,
that was a little bit of a crusher, because the ball was blistered and we had a double steal, and it was that ball probably gets almost into the gap, and you have a chance to score 2 runs on it. So I think they handled it well. It was a little bit deflating, but that's kind of baseball. It's basically one swift kick to the nut after the other. And it's how you respond to it, and I thought they did all right, but we got to figure out, some guys, trying to run as many guys out there and see who's going to be consistent in terms of the bullpen of doing what we want them to do. We can't hang our hat on, the same 5 or 6 guys all the time. So, it's good to see Blake. I thought Trey actually, except for the walk, I thought Trey handled himself really well. He got the feel of the sack bunt. Their guy did a really good job. They sacked him over. Obviously he came out, he threw the pick away, but then they sacked him over. They played good offense, and first pitch didn't try to do too much and hit a breaking ball for a sac fly. So and then walked a guy. So really it was more a matter of trying to get more guys in a situation like it was to be able to give guys opportunities and then also see what guys can do. It was great to see, like I said, what Blake did. It was you come in against a guy that hit a home run his last at bat and threw a 3-2 changeup and got him swinging, so that was good to see.
Speaking of new faces, Jacob Silva gets his first collegiate at bat. Give me your thoughts on that.
Well, we have a lot of pitchers, so the guys that don't throw on the weekend, when we have practice after practice is over on Wednesday, everybody sticks around and they throw all the guys that hadn't pitched, throw live to hitters that haven't got a ton of at bats. And in my opinion, on Wednesday, he had a couple good at bats. But it was, trying to get them to understand that that's your opportunity if you're not playing or not pitching. We put a lot of stock and value into, how guys throw in those Wednesday sim games, and we did it Thursday as well, and how guys pitch and how guys hit. And that's a quick way for you to be able to get your opportunities. And I think Jacob on Wednesday and Thursday, I think he went 3 for 5. with a double and actually 2 home runs and a double. So for me, it's like I always say, if you want to play more, show me what you can do in these types of situations. And Jacob's been awesome in terms of being able to do that. So for us, as soon as they went right-handed after their lefty, we were going to put Jacob in there in the DH spot to give him an at-bat because he's earned it.